Hi, welcome to the lesson. Today we're going to be looking at substitution. So, substitution into algebraic expressions. Now, what does that mean? That means that whenever you see a letter, if they give you a number that the letter stands for, all you do is you replace the letter with that number, and then you work out the equation. Or you work out the solution, I should say, not necessarily an equation. When you get to know a little bit more maths, you understand what I mean there. Okay, so let's start with something really straightforward. Let's start with something easy. Let's say, if n equals 4, right? Fine. Find 3n, right? 3n. Well, it's very straightforward. 3n equals 3. Now, here's the one thing that I want you to try and do, and I want you to try and do this regularly, consistently. Because if you do this regularly, then later on when we start to get into more challenging things, you're not going to get mixed up with a sign. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Wherever I see the number, I'm going to replace it, wherever I see the letter, sorry, I'm going to replace it with the number in brackets. So n is 4, so I'm going to replace it like that. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means multiplication. 3 brackets 4 means multiplication. So it's just simple. 3 times 4, done. 12. Finished. When n equals 4, 3n equals 12. Piece of cake, huh? Okay, so let's try to look at something else. Also, very simple. Let's try if let's use x equals 18, alright? Find x minus 7. X minus 7. Well, very easy. X minus 7. Trust me with this, okay? I know it's coming up in the future. This is important. X minus 7, 18 minus 7, well, that's too easy. 11. Okay, so the answer is 11. As simple as that. Now, let's look at when this actually starts to become a little bit challenging, why I suggest using the brackets. So, here we go. Red for slightly harder. Okay. Right, I'm going to work on this side, you would work underneath. So, if h equals 5, and, that's my and, k equals negative 3. If h equals 5 and k equals negative 3, find 3h minus k plus 2. 3h minus k plus 2. Alright, so that's my first step. Write out the equation. Second step, actually take the numbers and put them in there. Alright, no worries. 3h is 5, minus, now watch, minus 3. K is negative 3. Okay, not just 3, negative 3 plus 2. This is why I think the brackets are vitally important. Okay, because if I just substitute negative 3, it might lose the sign. You might forget about the sign. So, 3 times 5, well that's easy. 3 times 5 is 15. Alright, equals. Now, here's the important part. Negative, invisible 1, times by negative 3. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive. Positive 3 plus 2. That's very important there. The sign is part of the number. When you substitute it, you must substitute it with the sign as well. Okay. Well, 15 plus 3, 18. 18 plus 2, 20. So the answer to this is 20. Okay. If you did this and you got, what would it be? 15 minus, that's 12. If you got 14, you didn't substitute with the negative. Alright, good. This is very straightforward. This is about as hard as it gets. The only other things they can add is like indices, they can add squares, they can add square roots, they can add a whole bunch of things, okay? But this is the very basic principle that you need to be able to muster. And I think that what you have to do is make sure you always substitute in brackets. That way, when you get to something like that, the signs won't confuse you. Alright, you with me with this? Great. Remember, there's more on the blog, there's more underneath. I'm here for you.